Hey guys, so I thought I would do a Friday reads for the first time in quite some time. This might be the first Friday reads I've done in 2020, and mostly that's just because it's an easy way to update you guys, and because I haven't done many just casual reading update kind of videos, and I really like those. They're kind of my jam on BookTube, and yeah, and I just enjoy making them. I mean, they're just nice and fun and casual, and yeah, I like getting to hear about what people are planning to read over the weekend and what they think about what they read during the week. And yeah, anyway, I'm still doing okay. I gave a presentation today over WebEx, which is one of the other you know uh, video conferencing kind of softwares. Um, that my school is using. There's also Zoom, which a lot of people use, but we use WebEx. And the presentation went really well, actually. I gave a presentation about a new kind of analysis that I've gotten very interested in and am using for some research, and I'm hoping to submit. It's called a Z-curve analysis. I don't know if anyone will have heard of it, but yeah, I can't describe it here. But I gave a presentation about how to do a Z-curve and what it is and what it does, and yeah, and I also talked about the Z-curve that I'm hoping to publish. And it was a huge success. I was actually really surprised by how many people were like, that was a really nice, really accessible presentation that really helped me understand Z-curve. A few different people said something like that to me, and so I feel really good about the presentation. But other than that, it's just been business as usual, working from home and whatnot. I went on a walk today outside because I thought getting out and getting some fresh air would be good for me. My quarantine or self isolation, I get the two terms confused still, plan is I only go out grocery shopping once every 2 weeks. So yeah, and I went grocery shopping last Friday, so it'll be a week from today that I'll go shopping again, and I'm already kind of struggling to scrounge up food, but not that I don't have enough food in my apartment to keep me fed and well. Just I'll have to start actually putting in an effort. The thing is I love to eat, but I hate putting effort into making what I eat. So yeah, pretty soon I'm just gonna have to start putting in some more effort. I have a bunch of like rice that I could cook and make something out of, so I'll probably have to do that soon. But anyway, yeah, and um, yeah, so I'm doing okay. I'm getting a lot of reading done. And yeah, so this will probably be the quickest Friday reads I do because most of these books I can't really talk about in depth because they're for the BookTube prize. But I have finished one book for the BookTube prize. It's Say Nothing, a true story of murder and memory in Northern Ireland by Patrick Radden Keefe, which obviously has garnered a lot of critical acclaim. And I can't comment on the book, obviously, but that cover, I mean, I love that cover. I think it's brilliant. I wish that there weren't this stupid tag, and I wish that this, thing wasn't there, but it's a great cover. So I finished that already. You will hear my thoughts in a month and a half's time. Tomorrow, I have already read a substantial chunk of this book today, and by the way, I've basically done with my reading for the day. Just finished watching a movie, actually. I watched A Little Princess, directed by Alfonso Cuarón. It's a children's movie about a young British girl and it takes place in the early 20th century. So it's this young British girl who's raised primarily in India by her father. Her mother died before she was born, and her father is enlisted to go fight in World War One, and the girl is sent to a boarding school in New York City, and it's run by this horrible woman. And it's just a story of this young girl, and it's really, really good. I watched it once when I was much younger with my mom, and I have very vivid memories of it. And yeah, it was really good. It's probably one of my favorite children's films. Um, and on Monday, I watched The Clouds of Sils Maria, directed by Olivier Assayas, I don't know. But The Clouds of Sils Maria with Kristen Stewart and Juliette Binoche. I love Juliette Binoche. am a bit more on the Kristen Stewart train after watching that movie. I have seen Personal Shopper, and I thought she was okay in that, but I still don't quite get why some people say she's like one of the great actresses of our time. I don't quite get that, but I'm a lot less inclined to say that she just can't act, which is what I was inclined to say before. So anyway, sorry, that was an excursion about films, but to continue with books, I am done reading for the day, but the book that I read today, I read 75 pages of it, was Maid, Hard Work, Low Pay, and a Mother's Will to Survive by Stephanie Land, which has also garnered quite a bit of critical acclaim, including a blurb by Barack Obama somewhere, and Roxane Gay and the Boston Globe. So, I'm going to finish that tomorrow, so that'll be my second BookTube Prize book. And this weekend, I have two books that I think I'll read. So when I finish Maid, I think I might continue with this, The Yellow House by Sarah Broom, another BookTube Prize book. And I'm already 150 pages into it. And so I may continue with it this weekend. We will see. It is frustrating to be talking about these books on my channel and not be able to talk about my thoughts. But anyway, my BookTube Prize video will come up at some point, and you will hear what I think. And then I'm not sure about this one, but if I'm not up to reading The Yellow House, I may also start this one, Invisible Women: Data Bias in a World Designed for Men by Caroline Criado Perez. Which is sort of about how basically every aspect of our world is just constructed for men, and male is not constructed for female needs and desires. It is constructed for male needs and desires, and I think that sounds fascinating. So anyway, that, and then just to give you a heads up on what the other two books. So I'm obviously judging Group A. So I also have Know My Name, a memoir by Chanel Miller. Chanel Miller was the woman who was involved in was sexually assaulted by Brock Turner, and this is her memoir of that whole situation and the trial afterward. And then The Ice at the End of the World: An Epic Journey into Greenland's Buried Past and Our Perilous Future by John Gertner, which is obviously about the ice caps in Greenland, but also sort of about climate change more generally, which I'm sure will not be at all depressing. So that's what I'm going to read this weekend. Lately I have been rereading some poetry, quite a bit of poetry, not really reading new poems, but rereading old favorites. That's what I feel like is good for this time, and poems, rereading poems gives me a lot of solace. Just the beauty of them and the meaning that I get out of them and such. And one of the poets I've been going to the most through all of this crisis is James Merrill. This is just a Everyman's Library Pocket Edition of a selection of his poems. And I've been returning to him a lot lately. He's a very wise poet. He uses a lot of wordplay and puns, and I have a lot of fun with that, at the same time that I find a lot of his poems very moving and powerful, emotionally. And they're just gorgeous. They're just beautifully written. He was a formal poet, which kind of went against the grain in the 20th century, which favored, free verse. And I kind of like that about him. I kind of like the fact that he writes in form, and he has rhyme schemes, and writes in meter and such. And I've been revisiting Merrill, and the more I revisit him, the more I think he might be nudging out Wallace Stevens as my favorite poet. I'm not sure yet. I'm not entirely sure. But I've been returning to Merrill and not Wallace Stevens through all of this, and I don't know. That just makes me wonder. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's what I think I'll read this weekend. What I've been reading. Let me know if you have thoughts on these books and what you've been reading and what you're planning to read and everything. But thanks you all for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.